Speaking of ratings.
he's found a segue.
He's good.
I didn't even plan that. I just thought, I was like, oh, wait, hold on. There's one. Who wants to kick us off?
Well,
no, we're going to do it by
rating,
ratings, aren't we?
Yeah.
So Athens is the lowest, I think.
I think mine is the lowest.
Mine's the
So do I
highest.
go last or first?
I feel like you should go last. I feel like it should go... Okay, so...
mine's 1.1 above Addison's, so I'm third then.
Okay. Matt, what was yours? IMDb score?
It's quite high. It's
Yours was like
7.5.
All right.
Yeah, Matt goes
start
first.
us off then.
Fuck's sake.
The poorly rated film I liked was Godfather.
Close. No,
Citizen Kane.
So what want to do first? The poorly.
Wait,
we're doing the one we like, but it's
The
shit.
bad one that you like.
Yeah.
The bad
Please
one
say
I
Sherlock
like.
Holmes
All
2.
right.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
First,
I need...
discombobulate.
Yes! Do it.
That was your time to shine, Matt.
Here we
Marcus
go.
blind jab. Discombobulate.
Doesn't make me want to watch it, though.
Militant wild haymaker. Discombobulate.
Such a weird fucking word.
Discombobulate.
You're the only one
How
that's going to
long
have
have
sound
we
bites.
made a joke that like this was his favourite film? It's
Since
at least since the second film came out.
2012, I reckon.
I will admit, Sherlock Holmes 2 is not my favourite film ever. I don't know why I ever thought that. But it is still
No, I
a good
think you
film.
regret telling us that.
Yeah, I definitely regret telling you. But
He had a few drinks.
having watched it after like 11 years,
To that
it's all right.
fateful night.
I didn't mind it. It was pretty good. It's an hour too long, but
How long is it in total then?
it's like 2 hours, I think.
Is this the first
Okay.
one specifically?
So I watched Sherlock Holmes 1 and 2, but it's 2 that was kind of the one, I guess, was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
I
one
watched...
we always said.
Weirdly, I watched Sherlock Holmes 1, and it's very Scooby-Doo-esque. It's kind of like, I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling Sherlock.
Pulls off a fucking mask.
Yeah, he does many times in the film. So,
Oh shit! Yes. I forgot about that.
and it kind of like, the first one is kind of shit. It's not very good.
I think they're both a bit shit. Like I can enjoy them and appreciate them for what they are, but
According to IMDb,
They're
it's
not
all right.
I remember the first one looking very blue. Yeah, it's
They
got
are
a very
very
strong
blue.
blue filter.
They are very
yeah,
blue.
It's like, oh, we're in London.
We're in London,
Yeah.
it's blue.
Grey
Every time I've been to
mate.
London, I
Oh,
can't say it's been
governor.
blue. But
It's black, isn't it? The big smoke.
Hey.
yeah, so I watched the first one, and yeah, I wasn't that impressed with that. I was like, oh, this is pretty crap. It's also like kind of like, oh, magic, and then obviously the magic is fake. It's
Yeah.
bollocks,
Yeah.
but it's kind of a bit like, ugh. It's the guy
Guy
who's the
Ritchie.
villain in... Yeah, it's Guy Ritchie
Mark
directs
Strong.
it. It's the guy who's the villain in Shazam.
Mark
Mark
Strong,
Strong.
Mark Strong. That's him. He's the villain
Yeah.
in it.
who I
And-
quite like. I like him.
Mark Strong.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a bit... Yeah, he's alright in this. Not great. I think...
He's Mark Strong playing a Mark Strong bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's literally just Mark
much.
Strong. Yeah.
Talking like this.
Yeah,
much.
exactly. Yeah. And it's kind of like, it's all right. It kind of just, I guess, it's just a setup, even though it's kind of like an established Sherlock, but it's kind of to set up the premise of
Yeah.
the second one, I guess. But so the second one
Second one.
is better. I think it is better. For some reason at uni, I thought it was like the best film ever. I don't know why I thought that.
I remember that the slow motion chase through the woods was really cool.
It is good, and there's some really good effects in it that have kind of other films have sort of taken from it, I think. With like zooming in and fucking frantic
Yeah.
shit, and the slow mo is like
Yeah.
it is like glorious. The slow mo is so good. I guess they filmed it on phantom cameras and filmed it like 1 billion FPS because it's literally just like the motion is so slow, but it's so good. It is it's pretty amazing. And then it's like a buggy rocket, not a rocket. It's like a tank shell that just goes flying past them. And that's pretty fucking cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Doesn't
blows the shit out of them.
does this one have Moriarty in? Is he like the
Yeah,
main villain?
so that's why I think
Jared
this one's a
Harris.
bit better because the villain is better. It's Moriarty.
There's Jared Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's Jared Harris.
Yeah.
yeah. I think so. Yeah, I just think it's such a better villain than Lord Blackwood in the first one. I think Moriarty is the Sherlock villain, isn't it? So it's kind of it is always going to be better, I think. And it's also got Stephen Fry in it, so you know.
Oh, does he play?
He plays his brother.
Older brother.
Yeah, Mycroft. Yeah,
Minecraft. Is it Minecraft?
Minecraft. Yeah, he plays his brother Minecraft.
Plays Minecraft.
I'm starting to feel like this is Addison's favourite as well.
Yeah.
No, I just know films. Like you.
I know cinema.
That was 11 years ago, that
good
film.
taste. This film is wonderful.
I remember watching this film in the cinema. I remember like quite enjoying it and laughing. And
It's got better
me, I just
comedy
had a nap.
elements. And you had a nap, of course.
I would actually say when at the time at uni when Matt would have said this was his favourite film, I think I actively disliked these films.
Just for that reason. Yeah.
I've actually softened
protested.
I've softened on them recently, but at the time I definitely didn't like them.
They
You were
are.
hard on him last time.
They're pretty like basic. I would say they are pretty basic films. I do like a basic film.
You basic bitch.
Basic bitch. But you know, Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law got pretty great chemistry in it. It's pretty like what?
Oh, I just forgot Jude Law was.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Watson. I was like, oh yeah.
They got pretty great chemistry, and like the comedy, like you said, you were laughing in the cinema, Sam. The comedy is a lot better in the second one. The first one's a bit like, I don't think I laughed at all in the first one.
That's just got it you watch it stone face. Just no expression.
No expression whatsoever. Yeah. But the first one's got the discombobulate meme, so it's this great.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
That bit
yeah,
is
that's...
quite good. Like it's
Yeah.
sets the tone for the rest of the series. I think
It does,
which-
yeah. And then at the end of the second one, it's kind of they do the discombobulate thing, but Moriarty could do it too.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
The bit I
That
remember.
bit. Yeah. I quite like that bit. And then obviously
Yeah, that was quite good.
Sherlock. Spoilers. Sherlock pulls him off, and they go down the waterfall.
Waterfall,
Why
yeah.
did you
So
phrase
I
it
woke
like
up
that?
at that point and was like, "This is good."
Why would you phrase it like that?
Sherlock pulls him off.
Pulls him off.
And then there's a waterfall.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. You
I
know.
think they're making a third one of these, aren't they?
How?
I'm sure I've heard
It's
that
11 years
recently.
ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're still making a sequel to Avatar.
Sherlock's been
Yeah,
missing
that's true,
for 11
yeah.
years.
I mean, I guess they can. They leave it on a cliffhanger. They don't actually that he's alive at the end of the film. He's in the end of the film. I think they should have left it with him dead, but you know.
Yeah. Kind of like season 2 of the show, isn't it? Where
Yeah,
it's
season 2 of the
so
Sherlock
fucking
show.
long
Yeah,
for that next
exactly.
one to come out.
Yeah, I never actually watched season 4 of that. Was it season 4?
Don't bother.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an enjoyable film. There's some really good cinematography. Again, we're talking about like videography shit, but there's some really good cinematography in it. There's some great editing. There's really great editing in it, and the slow motion stuff is like a masterpiece. Bit gratuitous, but you know, I think it has to be. I
did you
think
ever
slow mo
watch
is always
his-
that. Huh?
Did you ever watch his King Arthur film?
No, I didn't. Does that have loads of slow mo in it?
I can't remember, but
It got a lot of hate though, didn't it?
Yeah. It's a similar sort of thing. Like, it's not a good film, but if you go in knowing what it is, it's fine.
Yeah.
Is that your one, Anson?
I'll say it's most of our list, right?
It's just we're going to pick Guy Ritchie films. I like Revolver actually. Revolver's all right.
There is a questionable bit at the start of this film where Robert Downey Jr. is an Asian man, and that's very, very
I don't
risque.
remember that.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, "What the fuck? I do not remember this."
Yeah, that's a bit fucking.
Yeah, that
only live
was.
twice.
I can't imagine that was great at the time. So
Yeah, fucking hell, Christ.
why did they do
yeah,
that?
that's,
Yeah, it was very questionable.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
at all.
so my opinion on it has changed quite a lot since I last watched it. But you know, at one point I loved the film. Don't know why. Yeah.
You must have like just come from the cinema. I think we'd just come back from
Maybe I
like,
hadn't
some
seen
holidays,
many films.
and you were like, "That film was so good." It's the first film you ever watched.
First film I ever watched. Yeah,
It's my favorite film of all time because it's all I've
it's
watched.
the only one. But I think,
Cool.
yeah, that kind of. Oh, Sherlock was also scared of horses, and I am too. So maybe that helped.
You relate.
I
You
can
guys
relate to him. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sounds like a nightmare.
I do kind of want to give it another go. I think if
He's not taking a bait. Was that a segue? I don't know.
Sorry, Mark, I missed that. Bait me again,
Does
baby.
it sound like a nightmare?
On Elm Street?
No. Mare. For fuck's sake.
Oh, like a
Wow,
horse.
that was a bit of a fucking stretch. Jesus.
Sorry,
Wasn't
right,
even
okay.
everyone on that one.
Like,
Jesus Christ. Right, I'll rein it in.
I love it.
We all thought you were doing a segue to a topic that none of us know what you had.
I was like, anyway, let's move on from marketing. So I think, was it mine that was next on the list?
It was.
5.6. So a film that I think gets way too much hate is Alien versus Predator, the first one.
Yeah, I would
I'll
agree with
with
that.
you.
A full agreement.
Yeah, it's like 5.6. I think like because I actually saw this on my birthday, and somehow I think I was like too young to see it, but somehow my dad got me in, and I just fucking I remember like
cinema.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's because I saw it at the right age. You know, it was on my birthday, so it's like good memories. I remember since in the cinema, just fucking loving it. And
I do reckon that we were at the perfect age for this.
Yeah, probably.
Because it would have been like just teenagers.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like the film coming out going, oh, we're too young to watch this. We should watch this.
Yeah. It's that kind of vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I remember like one of my old friends from school, a guy called Chris. Like, you know, we'd have like proper debates. I was a big fan of Predator at the time, and he was a big fan of Alien. So we'd always be like, "Oh yeah, fucking no, Predator would win because of this." And then like this film came out, and it was just perfect for us to like fucking debate, and you know, we fucking loved it. It was like so good.
And I guess he won.
Yeah.
Because this is off the
like,
back of that weird period, wasn't it? Because is it Predators that they have the xenomorph skull? And then I think
Predator 2.
Yeah, and then
Predator 2,
Dark
yeah.
Horse were doing a bunch of comic books where they were doing crossovers.
Oh, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Predator 2 was like 1992. To be
Yeah.
fair, so
as old as Sam.
This.
That was almost going to be my pick. I almost considered picking Predator 2 because I actually quite like that
I
film.
actually don't like that film.
Do you know?
Not the second one.
Now you say it, like Alien 3. Alien 4 is not the worst film ever.
Alien 4 is trash.
Yeah, Matt likes that
I
one.
love
I remember
Aliens,
you saying
the
that
whole
recently.
anthology, yeah.
I think like for me with Alien vs Predator, I think it's even gotten almost better with time, considering like what's come. We've got, you know, Prometheus, which I know is
Oh,
a
God.
It is
divisive one.
shockingly good for what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
It could have been really shit, couldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It could be awful. I can't say I've
Like-
seen it since probably when it came out, but
Yeah, well,
Is
I
it,
remember
was
it being
it like
pretty decent.
2004?
yeah, I think it's 2004.
Yeah.
It is actually 2004. I've got a note here.
Because
Well,
they
it says
did
yes.
they did like a Freddy versus Jason and that sort of thing, didn't they, around this time as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like the crossover year.
It was like
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I like Predator. I like Alien. You know, for me, it's like, you know, there was that film Heat when like Pacino and De Niro were first on screen together.
Yeah.
That's like this for me, like Alien and Predator.
Okay, all right then, yeah.
I knew that's where it was going.
That's so good.
Oh, cinema together on screen.
I think
like,
a
I-
big part for me is the setting. I really like the cold setting. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
the
because
whole-
it reminds me of like The Thing and stuff, but
Yeah,
I can see
yeah.
that.
I think it really works.
Yeah.
And how it's like a pyramid under the ice. It's really cool. It's really unique.
Yeah.
You know?
You just said pyramid.
Here, man.
You said that's so fucking weird.
That confused everyone.
What do you guys call it?
A pyramid.
Pyramid.
No, it's a permer.
Permer and it hurts.
When you listen back to this episode, when I say about the pyramids in the Death on the Nile, that's how you say it properly, Sam.
You mean the permers?
Yeah, he was sat there going like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, well, this is a new word for me. I've heard this before.
No,
Oh,
I'm crying.
yeah. I mean,
The
yeah,
sequel
like
is shit though, isn't it?
the sequel is shit. They tried to turn it into like a slasher, and that's just not the way to go with
Yeah.
with these two IPs.
I watched it and I don't remember that at all. I remember the first one was based with
Probably because you
snow.
didn't see half the film because the lighting is so atrocious.
It's so bad.
dark.
It's
Yeah.
really
Everything's
bad.
backlit.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's shit. I just like with this one. The fights are really cool. I love like the Predator designs. It takes a little while to get to like the first fight, but like the setup isn't too bad. It's kind of interesting.
I like the set. I think it's slow enough, but not like boringly so.
Yeah. You're kind of just like hooked in.
Yeah.
With the mystery of this pyramid. But I love that there's one alien. Did I say pyramid again?
Mark's face. I was just laughing at Mark's face.
Oh,
He smirked when he said
I'm
pyramid.
so paranoid now.
God, we need to do video versions of these at some point.
Yeah,
We should actually, yeah. There's that kind of one alien who's like, he's like the kind of badass one.
Does he get the
He
net?
gets like the netting, and then his tail gets like
yeah.
sliced off, and he throws the acid, like does like a tail flick. He's like a fucking badass, man. He's so cool.
I do like how they make the aliens and Predator, the main ones, distinct, like quite naturally.
Yeah,
You can pick them apart very easily. Like, it's almost clever way of doing it.
Yeah, because the Predators have like
always
different
appreciate that.
masks, and then the aliens are kind of like their personalities. You can really like kind of tell, and like I said, with the netting kind of scarring on the alien's head, and even like the Queen alien fight at the end, I think it's just awesome. There's a fucking shot when the Predator does like a flip and spears it in the fucking head. I'm like, oh, fucking sick.
It's pretty good.
It's just-
It's a very action-based film, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think compared
It's
to
very
what's kind of
Predator-esque, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
If like compared to what's come out recently from both franchises, it's a lot stronger than
Predators was alright. With
Yeah,
Adrian
that's pretty
Brody.
good.
Yeah.
I'd say that is
Yeah.
along the same lines as this.
Yeah.
In terms
it
of
is,
like,
actually, yeah.
There's been
feel
another
and-
Predator since as well.
Yeah,
hasn't
but that
there, yeah.
sucked.
I
I
haven't seen it. I
that
heard
one, no.
terrible things.
Yeah.
So
That's
one,
the
right.
Predator, isn't it?
Yeah, I
There's been
think
a Predator game come out as well, Hunting Grounds. Apparently that was really shit.
Did that come out?
Yeah, I think it's out, yeah.
We saw that at fucking
We saw
EGX,
the
didn't we, man?
EGX,
Remember that?
Yeah. And there was
Like,
like
I
a
can't
queue, we
wait
were
for
like,
that
nah,
game.
fuck that.
Yeah, like, nah, mate.
There's like 10 people who were like, fuck that.
And I think it was good that we didn't wait either.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, yeah.
I can't believe that game came out.
That was a while ago
has.
as well.
It must have been that shit. It just kind of came and died instantly.
I've got to confirm.
Anyway, yeah. AVP, what a film.
What a film.
Fucking hell, it came out in April last year.
What the fuck? Oh my
missed
god.
by everyone.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Right, so mine's the next one, right?
Yeah,
Mine is a 3.9.
It's gotta be bad.
So, I don't even know how to start on this. So, my film is Prom Night, 2008,
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
which
I can see the poster.
which is in the loosest
crown.
term, yeah,
Tiara, yeah.
Yeah.
in the very loosest term, is a remake of the original 1980 Prom Night.
Okay.
Is this the one that has Idris
yeah.
Elba?
This has Idris Elba, yeah.
Yeah.
And Brittany
I haven't seen it, but I knew he was in something like this.
So this is weirdly, in terms of like how it's a 15, but it's a slasher. So for our American audiences, that's like a PG-13, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're
There
right.
is no other slashers in this bracket apart from, I think, Happy Death Day, but that's a comedy essentially,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's kind of, whereas this is a full-on slasher.
What happens when someone gets stabbed? They just like candy just comes out
So
of them.
every time they're stabbed, it kind of reminds me of, if you've ever watched like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like back in the day, because the effects weren't there, they used to just kind of almost show you, but kind of tilt away, or it was assumed as opposed to actually happening. It's kind of the same for this. A lot of times you see people getting stabbed, but it's enough away that you're not seeing
Suggested.
them being actually, I wanted to say
Is
penetrated,
this something
but
that you
that's...
can tell was filmed like that, or has it been cut to shit like that?
Sherlock was very much like that. Lots of people get stabbed, but there's no blood. They get like they have like massive cuts on them, and then
I mean, that was
nothing.
a family film. To be
So I
fair.
think this...
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Due to when it was released around when kids in America were having their proms.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I feel like it was intentionally done with the lower rating, so that it was then put
get
out
kids to
for
watch
like
it.
to get these younger kids, kind of the teen flick horror,
But do you
to get
think,
them all to watch it. I think that's the reason why. So in terms of like the original's got Jamie Lee Curtis, because at the time, obviously, she was in everything. Her brother is the secret killer in the original, because we've never seen that before. Halloween.
That was like me saying permanent.
But in this one, it's essentially a teacher that is just obsessed with Brittany Snow's character, Donna, I think her name is.
It's like break down.
I remembered Pyramid.
I can't wait to hear that back now. This is how it fucking sounds.
So the ex-teacher is just obsessed with this student. He goes to her house while she's out at the cinema, I believe, and kills her parents and her brother. And then she gets taken into rehab. She ends up living with her, I think her aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
And time's passed. He's in prison, nothing to worry about. Then it gets to her prom night, and she's been like really progressing. It's really good. She's doing well. She's finally going to have a normal part of her like teenage life, and she's going to go to prom and have a great time. And then what happens? The ex-teacher that's obsessed with her gets out of prison. He's broken out. And he proceeds to go around the hotel, killing off her friends, trying to get to her.
Okay.
So it's kind of it's your basic slasher.
Slasher film, yeah.
It does the mirror scare in there twice. Like, you know, the old...
Oh, yeah. Close the
One of
mirror.
them a fake
there's someone
out.
there.
It does the fake out twice.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. That's yeah.
love it.
It's the most predictable slasher you'll ever watch in your life. It's probably just the most predictable film I've ever seen. But for
So
some
why do you
reason...
like it?
I just
You like
like it.
slashers, don't
I forgot this was him meant to have liked it. I thought he was just ragging on this film.
you? You're not
I'm trying to hype up how bad
That's what
it
we're
is.
trying to say.
It's not good.
You succeeded.
So why? Yeah, why do you like it? Is
This
it
film
'cause you're-
isn't good, but I think because it just hits your standard tropes that you want from a slasher in a kind of predictable
It's
way.
the slasher you
it's-
can show your mum and dad.
Exactly. That's the
Watch
way.
with your parents. Yeah.
If you've got kids and they get into that age where they're like old enough to watch a horror, but you don't want to put anything too stick that on.
you need help.
Because our children are Monty Python characters.
He's a very naughty
Yeah,
boy.
My choice could have been anything, but I think I wanted to go with kind of the lowest I could find in terms of rating and how universally disliked it was. But I
you
don't
failed.
hate it.
'Cause
I know you beat
mine's
me.
lower.
Over to you.
So mine is part of a very popular franchise that has been rebooted a few times, and I would say within the section of this series that it appears, it is probably my favourite, even though it is hands down the worst one.
I'm excited.
Batman and Robin.
I should have known.
Shit.
Freeze.
Oh my god.
Yes.
This
Fucking
film
yes.
Nice
is
to
why
meet you.
this film is why I like bad films. I can guarantee that. This is the so the rest of if you're counting from Michael Keaton to this one, there's like one series of Batman.
Yeah.
This was the only one I saw until 2005.
I think this is probably the only one I saw till then as well, because it was like
Yeah.
you're a kid and you're like, Batman and Robin,
Yeah.
yes.
I think there was a
It was the only
PlayStation
one-
game of this as well. Which I played.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
probably. This
was
is the only
also
one we had
shit.
on DVD. And then by the time I was getting back into Batman, like the Dark Knight series was out.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. And then I watched like the Michael Keaton ones and that stuff and went, that's not quite the Dark Knight stuff, is it?
No.
And it wasn't the
don't think they've
cheesiness
aged
that
it
this
well.
one was.
Yeah.
I like the Michael Keaton one, where his like cowl doesn't move, so he has to like just turn his whole body.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it looks so weird. It's like, you fucking what?
I'll get you.
That's in here as well.
I'll fucking have you, mate. I'll fucking have you.
I just need to find where you are.
Come round the front. I'll have you.
Get away from my side, you prick.
Pretty bad design. When you're trying to fight someone.
And like, if you've never seen this film, like it did genuinely almost kill the Batman franchise.
Is this the
which
one
is
he has nipples as well?
impressive.
He has nipples, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I think he
Clooney
also
as
had
well.
those
Yeah,
in Batman
it's Clooney,
Forever,
Oh, the
potentially,
Kilmer
which was the one
one,
before
yeah.
this. The Val
I
Kilmer
think it
one,
did.
yeah. Because they
Still
were
think
both
Val
done by Joel Schumacher,
They were, yeah.
who took over from the first one, two that are Tim Burton ones.
This
they're
one's basically
way-
a toy advert, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. It probably worked.
It did. I had a ton of toys, I think, or maybe before.
I think I had a Robin.
I had any
I don't think I had
Batman
anything else. I think
toys.
I had a Robin though.
Yeah, I feel like I had a Batmobile maybe. I don't know.
I liked Action Man. He was all about the action.
Action Man. Anyway, Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I mean, I mostly just enjoy this because it's pure nostalgia.
Yeah,
Oh, fucking Arnie, man.
Yeah,
good.
I
I kind of-
haven't seen this in about 10, 15 years, and I would probably have to rethink my opinions on it, but I still think it's pretty good.
is this the one with Poison Ivy as well, like Uma Thurman?
Yeah, Uma Thurman.
And Bane? Is Bane in this one?
Yeah,
is
Bane, who is like a big, fat, stupid wrestler. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you've got that ridiculous scene where he's like undercover, but it's just that ridiculously big Bane with like the face.
Killed the dinosaurs. Guys,
It's like a Lucha Libre mask
And
almost,
of course,
isn't it?
Arnie giving his best performance as
Oh my god.
Dr. Freeze.
some of his
Smash,
best lines
whatever
are
it
in
is.
this film.
Yeah.
I do kind of want to rewatch this because I think you can just have a laugh with it.
This is a film to
4-minute
watch
video.
whilst having a bunch of bells.
That's like finding all the sound bites.
please of mercy.
I have no idea what's going on.
In this universe, there's only one absolute.
Zero.
Everything.
Oh, I was going to say everything
Three
zero.
answers.
He missed the trick there, didn't he?
Anyway, well,
Don't know, really. Yeah,
it's a
it's
film that you
just-
can just enjoy.
yeah, this is a film to stick on when you're already drunk and need someone
Yeah.
in the background to laugh at.
Yeah.
Perfect film for that, yeah.
When I was a kid growing up, it was amazing.
It's kind of crazy for me because, like, in theory, George Clooney is like perfect for Bruce Wayne Batman,
Yeah,
Kind of is, yeah.
and like, well, aside from you, Addison, I guess somehow it didn't work.
Addison is perfect for Bruce Wayne Batman, is that what you're saying?
I'd say that.
Yeah, aside from you, I mean, but like that should work, and kind of didn't.
I'm amazed it didn't
Unless you're
kill his
Addison.
career
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
it is a horrendous film, and it's one of those films you watch like, how did this get made? And I'm sure
definitely.
someone's made a video with the exact title of that.
Probably, yeah.
I think there's a whole
several.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, just
probably.
dedicated to that, yeah.
What did they read that made them sign on? I mean, or was it just the dollar signs?
It was the check that they read, yes.
yeah.
Have you seen
money?
I think it's Graham Norton where George Clooney publicly apologises for it.
Yeah.
It's quite a good interview.
I think Arnie is probably the best thing about it.
Yeah.
I love Arnie.
He's so good, yeah.
He seems like he's having fun in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
that's
Alex
what
Cameron
matters.
try new things. That's it. As long as you're having fun. That's what
Yeah. And they noticeably haven't done Mr. Freeze on any other film yet.
No, they haven't.
No.
Well,
In
Poison
the
Ivy,
games, haven't
actually.
they?
Poison Ivy could be great. Both of them could be really good, actually.
Yeah, I'm surprised Poison Ivy hasn't actually been done in films.
Yeah.
Is it because they're kind of trying to keep Batman quite
They're probably a bit
realistic,
too,
aren't
Rounded,
probably a bit
yeah.
too
Yeah.
superpowery. It'd be hard to
Yeah.
kind of get
they?
around.
Yeah. Because even
I'm
Bane
sure
was
we'll get a
kind of like
TV. We'll
even
get a
Bane
TV
was like-
series soon, I
Yeah,
reckon.
probably.
We've got the
maybe,
film
yeah.
coming out, haven't we, on the 4th, and after that
Yeah.
they'll probably do some sort of spin-off TV series.
You want to review on that for the next episode?
Yeah, well, that was mine. So,
Okay.
Nice. Relatively
that's great.
inoffensive.
Yeah.
well, I'm sure someone's offended.
Just not us.
Well, moving on. So I guess with this one, we kind of want to do the ratings the other way, really. I guess the lowest to highest.
Okay.
So
Mine's
mine
the
was
highest.
yours is the highest mark. Mine was 7.8.
Mine's
Mine was
7.7.
7.2.
So Addison.
What's your
So it's me. It's me
That's
again.
7.2? All right,
me,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Good film that you dislike, or popular film that you
I'm
dislike.
stressed. I'm stressed.
I think you. Yeah, I think of all the people, you'll probably be the most angry at this. This is mostly because
I just had a
two
thought.
films
What if we
came
picked
out.
the same film?
I kind of want that to happen. I think that'd be awesome.
So this film came out at the same time as another very similar film, And again, it was when we were growing up, and I had the other one, and I preferred that one, despite all the hype around this one, which was A Bug's Life.
Oh yeah, okay.
And you preferred ants, didn't you,
I preferred
motherfucker?
ants.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of with you, Addison.
No, fuck ants.
Bug's
about
Life is
flick,
so forgettable
motherfucker.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I saw it years after it first came out, kind of similar to like the original Batman films, and had already grown up with ants, so it was just kind of that film, but not what I remembered. And, yeah, and I just found it wasn't as good as any of the other Pixar films that were out around about the same time. Like Monsters Inc. is way better than this.
I love
Yeah.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah,
I
Monsters Inc. is
fucking
great.
love Monsters
Yeah,
Inc.
that's fair.
Is that considered a bad one?
No, I don't think so. It was just.
Fuck off, Sam.
I just think this is for me personally.
I don't think any Disney
of
film's
like
a
the
bad
classic
one, is it?
Pixar films, the worst one by far.
Yeah, I kind of forget that it's a Pixar film sometimes. I always think it's like a DreamWorks.
It's
Animation.
that sort of thing, right? It feels like it should be.
Yeah.
yeah,
I-
it does,
and I
actually,
cross-
yeah.
I cross them over a lot because which one has Hopper, the grasshopper? Is that
Bugs
That's
Life.
Bug's Life. Yeah.
Oh fuck! I was gonna say it's ants.
I used to have an
And
alarm
Ants-
clock when I was a kid.
Ants
that
is
was
the
a hopper.
one with Woody Allen for some fucking reason. And then he goes to war with termites, and it's horrific.
Yeah, I remember like limbs being blown off and stuff of the ants.
Yeah,
isn't
and
it?
he has a
Yeah.
friend who has like no head or something.
Oh Christ!
It's
Yeah.
fucking hell, Christ, Jesus.
It is a bit dark.
I think
Fucking
Ants is
dark
actually
film.
I think Ants is actually the DreamWorks one.
Oh, is that actually?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
'cause
think it's
Bug's
one of the
Life is
first
Disney,
examples
right?
of
It's
that like
Pixar.
DreamWorks
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Right?
I guess
Yeah.
it would only be DreamWorks who would do the other one.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to go from toy because this was the second Pixar film, right? Like official.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether Toy Story 2 was in between
Feature
or not,
length.
but
Mark.
it was,
What year was this?
What year is this?
I what?
I think like 97
what
maybe.
year?
95, I think, was the first or the second Toy Story. I'm not 100% to be honest.
98 was A Bug's Life, and Ants would have been the same year, or around about the same time.
Like, cinema seems
Yeah,
to do
Bug's
that.
Life
a
was the
fuck ton,
second
don't
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
the
like
other
his
example is
two
the
films.
White House.
they? The White House
White
Down
House,
and
White House
Olympus
Down
Has
and-
Fallen.
Yeah.
Olympus Has Fallen was pretty good. I never watched White House.
White
Down.
House Down was better.
Really?
The
What
Channing
the fuck?
the Channing Tatum one was better.
I would actually say I agree with that. I fully agree with that.
Oh my god!
I've not seen them, so I don't know.
I hope that's your one, Mark.
Not
wanna
that high
hear
is
you.
rated. Are you mad?
I watched Olympus Has
That's
Fallen,
true.
and then I got like halfway through the like opening scene and went, I've fucking seen this film and forgotten everything about it.
How I felt when I watched
Oh my
Sherlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, but A Bug's Life. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like, so what was the rating on it? 7.2.
7.2. So not like super high, but
No. It's not
Yeah.
best film ever. No.
I think again this is kind of the age period we are. I feel like a lot of people our age love this film, and I
I
just
feel like it
remember
would be very
growing up.
divided, like we are. I guess it's like some
Yeah.
people would like Ants, some people would like Bug's Life.
Yeah, and I think it is
yeah.
just what you had, and
Yeah.
I just know that growing up, like, people seemed to bum it, and then when I finally watched, it, I went, "Yeah, it was fine."
For me, I like Bug's Life the game on the PS1 more. I've actually got it behind me. Like that was
That's
good.
surprised no one.
That was good fun. You'd like collect berries and shit, and then you'd like throw them at the grasshoppers.
Sounds amazing. Yeah.
And in the
Bang.
Ants video game, you commit genocide or some shit.
That's what Adson's got.
Taking off limbs.
That's why he loves
Oh
Elden
my
Ring. He
God.
just loves death of everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
hell.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
no,
who was
I
next.
kind of agree. I think it was Matt. You say yours was
It was me.
7.7.
Yeah, it
Right,
was me. Yeah.
No one's triggered yet, no?
So
I thought
no,
you
not so
were.
far.
I thought
no,
you
no,
were.
no.
Nah, I think both Ants I liked as well. So I think I can fully
We'll
see where
see.
you're coming
You
from
might be
for both.
triggered by this. So
I
we'll
feel
see.
like as soon as
Yeah,
Matt
yeah.
opens his mouth, I'm
I'm
going to slap
excited.
him.
I'm excited.
Remember, I can
So-
physically hurt you this weekend.
you can. Yeah, fuck. I better be careful.
He'll
So
give you
this
the
is
Ants
actually
treatment.
the oldest film we've ever talked about on the Tepid Take.
Ooh.
So
Is it Citizen
I'm going to
Kane?
play a soundbite. And it's
Is it dated?
It is dated, yeah. Here we go.
My name is Deems Taylor. and it's my very pleasant duty to welcome you here on behalf of Walt Disney, Leopold Stokowski, and all the other artists and musicians whose combined talents went into the creation of this new form of entertainment, Fantasia.
Did you pick this specifically to piss off Mark?
Kind of. A little bit, yeah.
We're all aiming at a Mark. Like, I might change mine to fucking
Do you know,
Toy Story 3.
my opinion now of it, after watching it, is like, actually, I quite enjoyed it. It was alright. It was too long, but...
Such a Matt choice.
Yeah.
He always cops out, doesn't he? Always cops out.
I actually like this.
Trevor said the other day, I think he pretty much said that I just cop out all the time.
Well, he was right.
But the Fantasia, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Everyone knows what fucking Fantasia is. It's literally just like artist interpretations of classical music. So no wonder
I have no idea what Fantasia is.
Yeah, I
about.
just know it's like Mickey and a wizard
I've
hat.
seen it.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
got
so
a
that's the
section with
Sorcerer's
Mickey.
Apprentice. Yeah. So that's like the famous scene from that's actually in
Chernobog's
Fantasia
quite a cool
and
one.
yeah, and that Sorcerer's Apprentice is
Chernobyl.
in Fantasia and
like a
Fantasia
huge
2000.
Gargoyle-esque.
Yeah, that's
monster.
like one of the last ones, isn't it? Yeah. I know. I watched it the other day. Oh. No. When I was a kid, literally, there were a few videos, VHSs, at my nan's, and this was one of them. And I basically, whenever I went round, I would watch this, and I fucking hated it because it's the most boring shit on the planet when you're
I've
a kid.
got one question for you. Was the other
Yeah.
video the double pack Titanic? Because if it is, then we might have the same grandparents.
No, it was Aladdin.
Ah, fair enough.
The double pack Aladdin.
No, it was just normal Aladdin.
Extended edition.
Yeah. I mean, I love Aladdin. That's like one of my favourite Disney films. But fucking Fantasia, whenever they put that on, I was like, oh my god, it's so fucking boring. Because, you know, you're a kid. It is really fucking boring.
No, it is quite boring, to be fair.
Yeah. And I you know, I kind of repressed that memory. And like, and we said, like, oh, what's a film that you like that no one,
Yeah.
what a film that no one likes and you hate? No. Film that
Popular film that you
everyone
dislike.
likes and you hate. Yeah. I was like,
Because this feels
Fantasia.
this almost feels like, you know, when you get like those generic YouTube videos, if you put like on a
Yeah.
classical mix and it just had video in the background, that's what Fantasia feels like.
That's pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. It's basically the old equivalent of like video jockeys when they would like, you know, so if someone's
Right,
DJing
yeah.
and they'll have like some video playing behind them. They were like, oh, it's the music. It's the interpretation of the music. It's basically that. Yeah. Which is like amazing when you think about it, because this came out in 1940. Which
Holy
is fucking
shit.
ridiculous.
It is insane.
That is pretty ridiculous, actually.
Yeah, and you know, this is literally artists like Walt Disney artists designing animations for like classical music. This is actually fucking incredible when you think about it.
Matt loves this fucking film.
I wouldn't say I love it. It got a bit
He
boring
likes what it
after like.
stands for. He may not enjoy
Bad
it.
choice. It's such a bad choice.
It's a bad
true.
choice.
But
you
I
can't
did
cop
hate
out,
it.
you've got to commit.
Okay, I did hate it when I was a kid because it was really fucking boring. Like when you're a child, last
Yeah.
thing you want to see is a fucking classical musical. There's no fucking lyrics or anything.
Where's Dua Lipa? Fuck's sake.
When I was a child, she was a child as well.
It's weird, actually.
I'm trying to think of
I
music that was around when we were younger.
Like there's no.
Where's the
Some of the animations are like complete,
Spice
like
Girls.
just like they're literally just nothing really. They're just flowers dancing around. Why would I like that as a child? I don't know why.
Yeah, it's like
I
unicorns as well, haven't you? Got like a hippo.
yeah, it's unicorns. There's like I say gargoyle. There's fucking mushrooms.
Whale? Is there a whale in there?
That's
This is
Pinocchio.
literally if you were high, if you were on mushrooms, you'd be fucking tripping.
This would be the best film ever.
This would be amazing. Yeah, fucking hell. If you were high, Christ Almighty, it would be a trip out.
It's weird, like you like I think this happened recently where you on the podcast, but you've unlocked a memory
I've locked one.
where like one of my friends had this very same opinion. I think we were both into Kingdom Hearts at the
Yeah.
time, and maybe
Okay,
there was
yeah.
a Fantasia reference in that, and he was
Probably
like, "Oh,
Sorcerer's
Fantasia."
Apprentice, I imagine. Yeah,
Chernobog's
Mickey-
like one of the
shit.
big bosses towards the end.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, and it was Sorcerer's Apprentice, and he was the same. Like he was like, "Oh, have you seen that?" And I was like, "Nah." He was like, "It's fucking shit." He was like- I was like, "All right, I guess I'll never watch it then."
It is like if you're not interested in classical music, I feel like I'm almost 30 now, so I can kind of go, oh, this is actually pretty interesting. I love
Brandy.
classical music now because I'm old.
Cigar.
Stick on the Tchaikovsky, boy.
Yes, I will enjoy the Nutcracker. Nutcracker is a bop, by the way. The full set.
Oh my gosh.
The Snowman's pretty good as well.
Nutcracker is a bop.
Nutcracker is a bop. That's the line of the fucking episode.
It fucking is though. It's so fucking good. There's so many good
title.
songs in that. They say it in Fantasia actually that it wasn't actually really popular at the time, which is like mental because it's like a massive Christmas song, really, isn't it?
I can't remember how the fuck it goes.
There's a few. Nutcracker is like a set, and there's a few different songs in there.
Oh, okay.
I have Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. If you want to,
Ooh, yeah.
you'll know this.
Oh, yeah, this is good shit. Yeah.
But this is like in most Christmas films. It's a bop.
So this is a fucking bop.
You know someone's done that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But
Matt had it ready to go.
yeah, it's so long. Why is it so long?
Just the whole song. It's like 30 minutes.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful bit of music.
I can understand why I hated it as a kid because literally sitting there for 2 hours watching this is just. There's literally there's 10 minutes of them getting up from their seats and then sitting back down. Like, why the fuck would I want to watch that?
I bet it shut you the fuck up though whenever they stuck it on.
Clearly, it must have done. Yeah, because I watched it fucking a lot of times when I was a kid. So
trying to understand what the fuck this is.
What the fuck is this? I see Mickey, but he's not talking or anything. Oh, he does talk in it actually. He does talk afterwards. But it's looking back though, now. I can appreciate it. Now I'm older.
Appreciate it with age.
Yeah, there's some really good. It's like a bit of a marvel of cinematic.
And DC. Sorry, it had to be said.
Oh, fucking hell. It's like some of the things they do in it, even with the live action people, they have light set up so their shadows cast on the back of the wall, and it's a really nice arty. It's very arty, art. And it kind of it can sit in modern filmmaking really because it's so good. Like the animation is just good. It's Disney, but
This film that you hate.
this film I hate. Yeah.
Mark was putting his hands to his head.
It's just because at the moment no one's offended me, and I know I'm going to offend someone with mine.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Well,
right,
I'm
Well,
talking about
specifically
Fantasia.
you.
Yeah,
so.
I know. At the moment, it feels like just fully going for Disney. Go on, Sam.
We should have
next.
said A Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'll kick off.
So mine's Nightmare Before Christmas.
How dare you?
So yeah,
Mine's
mine,
also Fantasia.
Yeah, we had the same. What the fuck? So mine, it might piss. I feel like it's going to piss one of you off.
Is it me?
Let's find out. Popular film I dislike. I'm not really keen on too many 80s films. This one especially.
Addison's already shaking his head.
Yeah, I think Addison. The Breakfast Club.
Oh, fuck off.
No, I hate that. Yeah, I hate that as well. Yeah, no.
Yes,
yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my god, I thought I was going to be fighting out.
Similar to Fantasia, but the reverse. The first time I watched it, I really enjoyed it. The second time I watched it, I thought this is the most boring film I've ever seen.
Yes, it's so boring. I think I watched this about 2 or 3 times. I watched it first in A-level media studies because it was the big thing to watch. And I remember thinking, all right, I have a theory about this film. Actually, I have a theory.
It's good the first time. That's it.
Yeah,
Addison, how many times have you watched it?
3 or 4, probably.
Yeah,
Maybe a bit more.
You shouldn't forget about it, though.
my theory with this film is that it has an incredible final 5 minutes. I think the last 5 minutes are fucking great. You got, but the fuck is the song called?
Don't you forget,
Don't you forget about
me.
me. And then there's the narration of the letter about stereotypes and the fucking air punch, and it's all and it leaves you feeling
80s,
yeah, it's freeze frame,
freeze frame,
and it leaves you feeling great. And I think people saw that and were like, "That's the best film I've ever watched." And it's no, the ending was good. The rest of the film is really boring and mundane. And do you know what it reminds me of? The idea reminds me of a GCSE drama idea where a couple of students went, "Oh, do you want to be a really good story of you're the jock, you're the geek, you're the pop." That's kind of what it feels like to me when I watch it. I fucking hate the rebel guy. Fuck off. I don't care if you're being abused.
Bender.
Bender.
like Futurama.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just maybe it was of its time. I've tried with this film so many times. I love the song. I love the final 5 minutes, but the rest of the film is just, oh my god, man, it's fucking boring.
It is boring.
And
I
it's
find
like
it, yeah.
simplistic writing. Oh, we're all stereotypes, but we're not really. Fucking well done.
And this is getting more red the more you say.
It's so red.
I genuinely feel like I'm getting told off for liking this film.
Fuck off, Alison.
I think I sit in a position where I understand a lot of people that don't enjoy it. But I personally enjoyed the film. I think if you'd come from like a different 80s, like Ferris Bueller or like Weird Science, I might have killed you.
Yeah, Ferris Bueller's good.
Ferris
I
Bueller's good, yeah.
Weird Science, I watched once when I was young. I think
I've
Alison,
seen
you
that.
actually disliked that one.
I don't think I've seen it. Which one's
Oh,
that?
okay.
I've never seen
The
That's
Downey
one where
Jr.,
they
right?
make the model. Like,
Oh, no, I watched like the first 10 minutes and went, fuck this film. Yeah.
it's just so 80s.
Oh yeah. This for me, this film is the 80s that I hate.
Yeah. It's quintessentially
It's that-
80s, but bad. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a lot of great things from the 80s, but this is the type that I just go, oh my god, fuck off. Like anyone who, I don't know, I'm about to go like
Anyone who likes
watch
this film,
Go
go
for
fuck
it.
yourself.
like one scene that I really just dislike is the scene when they all get high, they smoke some marijuana, and then they all have a dance, and then the jock screams and shatters a fucking window. What the fuck is going on?
Oh, yeah,
man?
that is weird. Yeah, that is
Like-
odd.
Oh, just go away. Great final 5 minutes. Just watch the final 5 minutes.
Don't
just
come out,
watch
Sam.
that.
Just go for it. Don't do a me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that song. Like when that song comes on, I'm thinking about this film and going, yeah, that final 5 minutes is fucking great. But I don't like the rest of the film. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a bit angry
I
now.
really enjoy this film.
If you're not angry, you'll be angry when I say mine.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah,
There you
let's go to yours, Mark.
Okay, so mine's rated 8.3 out of 10.
This is
Pretty
It
high, then.
sits in
really
the
high.
top 250 films of all time.
Is it Lord of the Rings?
It's not Lord of the Rings. We could have. I think me and you, Matt, could have said Lord of the Rings
we
at some
could have said
point.
Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
It was the thing on the table
don't-
at one point.
Like,
Yeah.
as much as we joke about Lord of the Rings, actually, I don't think I could justify the dislike for it. For me, fantasy is not an interest. I'm not bothered. But it's a good film. How do I even... So, the film I've chosen that is very popular and I dislike is Braveheart.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Why don't you like it?
I think from like the same with what Sam's saying, that there is a lot of like set pieces and stuff that are incredible in these films. Don't take that away, but there's aspects that are an issue. For me, the biggest aspect with this, as a history graduate as well, is this is the most inaccurate film there's ever been. Like it's,
It's pretty inaccurate, isn't it? Yeah.
I think the thing for me is that I know that you need to take like liberties with films for kind of like that. It's a film at the end of the day, so you've got to make it fun for the audiences. I get that. There's certain films like Imitation Game where they do stuff that wouldn't have happened in Bletchley Park. There's Darkest Hour. There's that whole scene with Churchill. Completely ridiculous. Never would have happened. But you allow it because it's a history film. Fine.
Allow it.
I think the issue with this is Mel Gibson and Michael Wallace completely disregard the majority of the real history. They never really apologise for it. They never make a point that they're actually going off of Blind Harry's poem about called The Wallace as their source material. They just
Sound great.
So what's a massive inaccuracy in this film? Because I've never known.
So
I've always heard that.
The film starts in 2080 AD, and the whole line that actually starts the film is
2080.
Yeah, in 1280. Sorry.
Oh, I
Did I say
was
20?
like,
In the future. It's a space film. I don't know. My brain's like-
Braveheart 2080.
So the whole the opening line is William Wallace saying historians from England.
Our spaceships.
They say the line of historians from England will say I'm a liar, and the King of Scotland died without a son. The cruel pagan, he was never a pagan, Edward the Longshanks, claimed the throne for Scotland for himself. But it's like set in 1280. You already start in the film off saying that Scotland's under English rule. It wasn't for another 16 years. Lie. The king that you're talking about wasn't a pagan. Then it goes into the whole thing of that William Wallace was a commoner. He wasn't. He was low in ability. And then you've got the whole... I think that the issue with it is that it's not so much the film is being completely inaccurate, but the fact that it's still used and referenced so much now.
It's portrayed as being accurate.
Even with the referendum, it's like you always get constant like nods to Braveheart, even though it's wholly inaccurate.
I'm surprised it's rated that highly, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I don't think it's like the greatest film ever.
I know people like it, and it is a very popular film. I would never have thought it would be rated that highly.
No.
Okay.
I always thought this was like, these days, kind of like a bit of a joke of a film, almost, like, because of how cheesy it kind of is.
It is pretty cheesy, yeah.
I thought it was just one of those films that had just not aged well, so I didn't think it would be rated that highly, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's nearly a 3-hour film, isn't it? Very long.
It's
directed by Mel and Mel stars as William Wallace, but as a 40-year-old, but he's acting a 20-year-old.
It's like I actually quite enjoyed this film. I've seen it a couple of times, and it's kind of weird because, like, you know, obviously we're all English, and it makes me fucking hate the English so much.
I think that's the issue as well, is that it's a hard one because I think it's portraying a real history that isn't. And to say that the English weren't being dickheads at the time, they were doing some horrible stuff. But but they they portray it that the Scottish were doing nothing. Like, they weren't sacking places and raping and killing people as well. Like, they were also doing the bad stuff. But in this film, it's always English bad, Scottish good, patriotism.
Yeah, but in a film's defence, especially one from the 90s, you can't have the protagonist doing that. You can get away with it these days.
Game of Thrones might have been able to get away with it.
I think that's where we say, like, you allow, like, there's levels, isn't there? You can kind of go, I can concede to that you're not going to show that. But I think it's little things as well. So you've got, like, Princess Isabella of France marries Prince Edward. But at the time, she would have been, like, 3. And Prince Edward would have been 13. So that doesn't make sense. Then you've got this whole line with William Wallace that there's a romantic interest. He thought, like, gets Princess Isabella pregnant, but she would have been 9 in France at the time, by the time that Wallace died. So that's not... I think for me...
That freedom speech is fucking good, though.
That's the thing, like, that's fantastic, but that's
which
also...
he never gave.
I think he would have given, like, something along that line.
Yeah.
But also the fight scenes that you have as well. So you've got the Battle of Stirling in the film, but the actual battle was the Battle of Stirling Bridge, and there was a fucking bridge there.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
But they just took that part out of the film, and instead they just Leroy Jenkins the fight, rather than it being like they overpower the situation. They're just fucking running in. And in that scene as well, this film was nominated for editing for an Oscar. Yeah, as William Wallace is running, he's got a warhammer, then he's got nothing, then he's got a fucking sword. Like, which one is it?
I remember seeing that.
It's like a video game.
Like,
swapping his weapons out.
Just pressing Y every time he moves.
I remember seeing that on, like, one of those, like, top 50 movie mistake kind of, like, shows that they would be on, like, BBC Three or some kind of shit like that. It's like a fucking axe, hammer, sword.
It's ridiculous. They got, like, there's even a scene where, like, they're showing their asses, like, they pull their kilts up, which kilts weren't a thing at this time either, so they fucked that up. They've got, like, pikes on the floor that they stab the horses as they're running, but the scene before you can't see anything on the floor. Like, there's just grass.
My God.
And then they also have a shot where, like, just before the horses have got there, you can see they've lifted up their pikes too early. So how this even got nominated, I don't fucking know. Like,
with the historical accuracy,
if we were to remove all pretenses that this was a historic film, so take out all the famous names like William Wallace and all that.
So this is a fictional
film. If this is purely
yeah.
fictional and advertised as such, do you think you'd like it?
Yes, I would. And I think that's the point, isn't it? Is that you take away the bits of them, like the inaccuracies they've got, you can concede on everything else, because actually in terms of set pieces, the fights are really good. The music in the film is fantastic. Like, it is a really enjoyable film. It's just it portrays itself as something that's accurate and a basis in which people kind of look at Scottish history.
Do you know what's
that's
similar?
wholly incorrect?
There's a similar film I'm thinking of. The Greatest Showman is very historically inaccurate.
Yeah, exactly. It's those sort of things. People will look at that and they'll go, P.T. Barnum was like some sort of wonderful person when he was not.
Yeah. He made some great songs.
He looked a lot like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Looked nothing like Hugh Jackman.
But I think it was a hard one because I wanted to choose something that was highly rated. I disliked because of all of this, but actually in terms of a film, it is an enjoyable film. Just don't take it on face value.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those ones that I've heard so many times about the inaccuracies, but because I don't know the history, I can just watch it and enjoy it as like a medieval kind of epic and, you know, freedom.
I just generally find with these sorts of films, you just take everything with a pinch of salt. You shouldn't be basing your historical knowledge on films anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like he should. He has a degree in history.
Which is why I think this is. There's a few times in the past where I was like really pedantic about stuff, and now you've got to kind of go, fuck it, you got to concede. Like, that's fine. It annoys me though because there should be historians that are on these films, and they don't.
There should be, really. Yeah, there probably was, and they were going, "Oh, fuck you, we'll do what we want."
That would cost money though to fix the problem they don't want to fix.
So yeah, that is my highest rated film that I dislike.
I think we're still a solid tepid take. I don't think any of us are leaving.
Annoyingly, I think all of our choices were ones you go, yeah, fair enough. I can actually see that. I mean, Matt's one you could have flipped his too.
I disagree with one of those.
You could have done, yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll ignore that.
And that is it. We hope you enjoyed listening to our tepid take.
If you want to send us your tepid takes, then email us at thetepidtake@outlook.com.
And give us a follow and a like on Instagram at The Tepid Take.
And we've been, the fucking, what's it called again? I never thought it would be Sam who would betray me like this.
It was so historically inaccurate of the 80s that it pissed me off.
They should have had people from the 80s be there in the 80s when it was filmed.
There were no fried eggs.
Just ever. In the 80s.
Where was fucking breakfast?
Fucking breakfast.